Hello guys, and I am in a better mood today, and all because the justice was served directly to the Russian missile brigade responsible for the double tap on Sumy. This night was very loud inside Russia, and all because the inexpensive Ukrainian drones were on the very important mission to neutralize this bloody brigade. And we succeeded. This is very important to deliver the justice to the war criminals, especially in the context when the United States block the joint address of G7 to condemn Russian attack on Sumy during Palm Sunday, killing 35 Ukrainian civilians. Justice is vital for the survival of people on this planet, not just Ukraine, Europe, the United States, Australia, but all of us. And once again, today I am very proud to be Ukrainian because we still remember what is truth, what is dignity, and how important human life is, how preciously it must be protected. Let's discuss why this justice is so important and what happened tonight in Kursk. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you want to see the defeat and demilitarization of Russia, the only working peace plan, subscribe. And let's begin. This night was very loud inside the Russian Federation because hundreds of the Ukrainian drones went out on a mission. And people, we have to realize that right now war is not only on the Ukrainian side, it is also on the Russian side. Tonight they reported a lot of drones in Voronezh, Moscow region, but of course the most of them were working in Kursk. And you know why? Because the brigade responsible for the double tap attack on the center of Sumy during a Palm Sunday in the morning when people were walking to the churches was located in Kursk region. With modern technologies, with satellites, surveillance, cameras, and various stuff, it's not difficult to identify a brigade responsible for that. It was Russian 448 missile brigade located in Kursk region. And Ukrainian drones visited it. And according to the local publics, according to the comments of the Russian local authorities, and all these videos that not media literate Russian citizens keep sharing about their military objects, we could literally observe hours of detonation. And you can guess why? Because this is a missile brigade, and it's quite obvious that the missile brigade is surrounded with ballistic missiles, so they kind of experienced this hell on earth. And perhaps joined later the majority of the Russian soldiers, and you know well where almost 1 million of them already is. So this is very important, first of all, for the security and survival of other Ukrainians, because by destroying these ballistic missiles, we actually safeguard more Ukrainian people who otherwise could have been targeted in a very similar way while driving to work in a trolley bus, because that was the epicenter of the Russian missile attack on Sumy. And by destroying these missile attacks, by neutralizing people responsible for that, we save hundreds and thousands of innocent Ukrainian lives, Ukrainian children. So this is already a very important victory. But another very important aspect of this is justice. Justice was served directly to the Russian war criminals. I don't know what is wrong with this world, that more and more people do not want to talk about values, freedom, democracy. These are just guys, this is same important as, love or food that you have at home or sleep that you get during night. Don't underestimate it. Don't treat it as something that you have for granted. And justice is vital for peace on the planet, not just in Ukraine. If we keep treating Putin as a political leader and not a bloody war criminal, this will lead to more tragedies like that, and not just in Ukraine, but literally in every corner of the world. And I feel that clever people understand that. Just some in the White House don't. Please share these videos to spread the truth and subscribe if you're new, to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and to learn on our experience in this very chaotic world. So I personally believe that for this planet to survive, first we need to defeat Russia. It is very possible. Trust me. Right now, Russia is fighting against Ukraine together with China, North Korea, Iran, and partially the White House. So they are not that strong, as you may see, because even with all these forces united together, they cannot achieve what they want. Second, because Russia must be demilitarized after that. You see that this country turned on military production, and it's not for the security of Russia. It's for the attacks on NATO countries. They don't need that many people in the army, that many military factories, and right now this is the center of their industry. And so demilitarization is important, like the one that happened tonight in Kursk, their arsenals, their military air bases, all of that. But number 3 is justice served. The Russian population must understand their responsibility. It is not just the responsibility of Putin. It is so very wrong to say Putin's war. It was not Putin who targeted these ballistic missiles on the center of Sumy. They knew what they were doing. They could see what they were targeting, and that was a double tap. So please do not lie to yourself. There are already 1 million of Russian soldiers sent to hell, neutralized during this war. Didn't they know what they are doing? I think it's hypocrisy. If I have chosen the word right, let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong. But I mean, to pretend that they don't understand what they are doing is very wrong. It's a way to continue this war longer and to keep negotiating with the people who came to kill you is very, very wrong. And I'm happy that the Ukrainian armed forces are actually very good at serving this justice even deep inside the Russian Federation, together with the Ukrainian intelligence and perhaps some people who help us serve this justice deep inside Russia. I'm sure you remember how one Russian general did not like a scooter that stood next to him in the center of Moscow. Lots of Russian missile and drone researchers and developers were neutralized once again in the heart of the evil empire, Moscow. And that is important. That is a part of a very important mission to defeat, demilitarize, and to serve justice to the war criminals. It's not just Putin, but there should be an equivalent of Nuremberg, because otherwise it will simply continue, just as a huge epidemic of violence and authoritarian regimes rising. Don't you feel that? Don't you feel that with that El Salvador? I am sorry. I will not comment on that because, I keep focus on my own country. But when I read the news, I'm literally frightened for many people. And in this context, when the United States do not support the joint address of G7 to condemn the Russian attack on Sumy, this is even nothing big. It's just to say the truth. You know that. There is no way it didn't happen. You can see that. A Ukrainian trolley bus destroyed, lots of students, lots of people who went out on the streets on the Palm Sunday, killed by a Russian ballistic missile, double tap, a war crime. And you do not want to condemn that openly. Actually, not just to condemn, you do not want others to do that. It's not just you remain silent, you also try to silence others. This actually makes Trump a collaborator of Putin already. And this double tap attack on Sumy happened when Witkoff and co keep saying that they are super successful in the process of negotiations. I am sorry, but justice will be served. Remember to subscribe to my new channel, Anna Danilchuk, where on weekly basis I share some videos from the civilian life in times of the big war. I hope you won't need these skills, but to understand the depth into which the details of war enter, do subscribe and check, for example, my recent video about food in Ukraine. You have lots of stereotypes that can be destroyed and some can actually will be confirmed. Join me on X, I'm fighting there, that's still important. On Blue Sky, the community is amazing. On Instagram, I'm sharing more of everyday life there. And on Threads, and of course, we have a really good Discord community. Check the merch shop for lots of good items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. But most importantly, thank you for being friends of mine. Thank you for being friends of Ukraine. United we stand. Slava Ukraini!